All right, we're here on another week for the NFL live stream from Hit the Books. We're live on TikTok, YouTube, Rumble. The whole crew is here. There's no Yinzers today. We got Mackie reporting from New York. We got Haas from Rhode Island, just like me, the Ravens correspondent, Cowboys correspondent, Patriots correspondent here. We're here to give you the best betting tips, tricks, tidbits, some fantasy advice too. Great slate today, not going to lie. A lot of games I like. My Patriots looking to get another win in the category. I think Mackey's Dogs can get it done today. And then Haas's team has one of the easiest spreads of the day. But let's dive right into it. We got a nice 1 o'clock matchup to get going. Make sure you're hitting our TikTok chat with your fantasy questions, your betting questions as we get going, and we'll let you know what we like in there to help you get ready for this week. First matchup, though, it's actually a good one. If you looked at the records, you'd be like, hey, these two teams aren't that good. You got the 2-5 Dolphins against the 6-2 Bills. Should be a blowout. But let's not forget, Tua Tagovailoa is back in the mix, and he's got the Buffalo Bills this week in Buffalo. Tough game. We know Mike McDaniel and co. don't like going into the cold weather, but the Bills are -6 on the spread. Dolphins +210 on the money line with the total sitting at 49.5. Looks like a good game here. I think it's going to be a hotly contested AFC East matchup. I shady lean the Dolphins, but I'll get into my official take after this. Mackie, let me know what you're looking at for this one. Does Josh Allen continue the MVP success this year?
Yeah, I think he just needs to continue to not turn the ball over, and he'll continue his success. I think this is definitely a sketchier spread. You got Tua back. Dolphins are going to play a tighter game here. I like the over 49.5. I like the points here. But I'm going to go with the Dolphins +6 as well. I think they keep it close. I'm not going to say they're going to win outright. It's hard to go in the high mark and get that win. But I like a close game here.
Yeah, Hoss, what are you thinking on this one?
Honestly, I'm really excited to see what the Dolphins can do after this big addition back to the offense. I think it's going to start slow. I don't think the 6.5 is enough points really for me to take the Bills -6.5 for sure. I think if the Dolphins can get it going and really take it to them, it'll be a really interesting game. I don't know. I think 6.5 points is way too much. Give me the Dolphins and the spread for sure.
Yeah, I like that +210 on the money line. It's pretty juicy. But then again, like Mackie said, Josh Allen playing turnover-free football, looking to win that division, potentially win an MVP. We saw him throw his first pick last week, so maybe that trend continues here. I'd fire up both Mostert and Achane this week. I think they're going to have good days. It's going to be a higher scoring game here. I like the over. Tough to predict that Bills offense. We got someone in the chat here asking Kincaid or Kraft. I always like me some Dalton Kincaid. I think he gets better with each week. He's probably going to put up at least 5 receptions. He has a pretty solid floor. Tucker Kraft, though, in a shootout with the Lions. I really like that one. JP Walsh, thanks for the question there. But, yeah, this is going to be a great game. I think Tyreek Hill definitely finds the end zone this week. He's looking really good. But, yeah, Mackie, any other thoughts on this game? Who else finds the end zone besides Tyreek Hill? That's my favorite one.
I can get some anytime touchdown odds. James Cook comes in at -160 to lead the way. Josh Allen +110. Achane +125. Tyreek Hill +150. He's due. Raheem Mostert +160 and Keon Coleman at +180.
Those are all some great odds. Keon Coleman's been turning it up lately too. You can go ahead and insert him in your fantasy lineups. He's really having that breakout season. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you guys have Keon Coleman. If you got him sitting on your bench, I think he might not be a bad start this week. A lot of points in this divisional matchup. Thoughts on Waddle, T-Bone 16? I think Waddle has a good game as well. When you have Tua Tagovailoa at the helm, you got to think that he steps up. Make sure you guys smash that like button in the chat. Follow us. Let us know. Get it going. Let's get some more questions going in here. But this is going to be a great game. I got some questions here in the chat. I'm going to rattle some off for us. Should I start Caleb Williams or Jordan Love? I'm going to go Jordan Love, even though Caleb Williams is a great matchup on paper against those Arizona Cardinals. Xavier Worthy or Cortland Sutton. I like Worthy on Monday Night Football. Stash your guy in the back end. Make sure you can save yourself at the end of the week. Bowers or Otten. You're never sitting Brock Bowers, in my opinion. You guys, what do you think about this one? Brian, yeah,
Otten's been going off with no Mike Evans and Godwin.
Would you put both in your lineup? Would you put a tight end in your flex?
I would. It matters the other options, but I think it's safe.
It is. They see high volume of targets. You're going to get that. If you're in a PPR league with Otten and Bowers, make sure you're throwing your comments there. Hoss, I'll pass this one to you. Brian Robinson Jr., Chase Brown. A lot of people ask about Chase Brown.
Honestly, Chase Brown's been playing a lot of great football, but I actually really like Brian Robinson Jr. today. That matchup's just great. I definitely think he finds pay dirt in that game as well. So if you're looking for a guaranteed touchdown, I'd probably be leaning more towards Brian Robinson Jr.
But Chase Brown's playing against those Las Vegas Raiders, one of the weakest defenses in the league, and he's been very successful. Bengals kind of turning their season around. Another question here is Chase Brown or Kareem Hunt. I'm a big Kareem Hunt guy. You guys have seen me hit his anytime touchdown on the card 3 weeks in a row, it feels like. But on Monday Night Football, I know he's got a tougher matchup. Chase Brown's a safer play, but Kareem Hunt has that high ceiling. Couple more quick questions here. We'll get out of the way. Knicks or Love? We're going to stay with Jordan Love. Knicks is a tough matchup today. Sam Darnold or Patrick Mahomes? That's a good question. Mackie, field that one. Sam Darnold or Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick
Both
Mahomes
in the prime time.
He's not a fantasy quarterback. He gets the job done. Obviously, he's 6-0, but I would go with Sam Darnold on this one.
Crazy to say, huh? Coming into the year, would you ever think you would say Sam Darnold over Patrick Mahomes in fantasy?
Well, I also took Patrick Mahomes in fantasy, and he shit the bed the entire year, but so I'm a little biased on that one.
I've only sat Patrick Mahomes one time, and it was for my guy Drake May, who ended up outscoring him too. But it's so hard to sit Patrick Mahomes. And he's in Monday Night Football in the prime time. You got to think he gets going again in the prime time. He likes to have success against a good run defense of Tampa Bay too. So we'll see. Flacco or Burrow? I'm not sitting Joe Burrow for Joe Flacco, even though Joe Flacco is an MVP and he's an elite. I don't know if he's an MVP, but he's a Super Bowl MVP, I think. Haas, confirm that one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes. Terry McLaurin or Chris Olave? We're going Terry McLaurin. Shout out YBG BT 405 coming in from the 405. Eckler, Komet, or Hawk at flex. Hawk coming off the injury. I wouldn't start him just yet. Yeah, he might get a touchdown, but the volume won't be there too much. I'm going to go Komet. I think that's a good matchup there. I like the over in the Cardinals and Bears game. Keep asking us your questions in the chat. We'll get right back to it. But let's get into our next game. I believe it's Mackey's Dallas Cowboys taking on the Atlanta Falcons. That's a great matchup. It's a great one. The Cowboys are underdogs once again. I've been hitting them on the card a lot this year. A lot, I tell you. They're at plus 150. That's crazy value for these Dallas Cowboys. They're due for a win, and they're not knocked out of it yet. At 3-4, they're right in the mix of it. The Falcons at 5-3 are having a strong season. Minus 3.5 is the line. The over-under is sitting at 52.5. I think it's a bounce-back spot for the Cowboys here. I think CeeDee Lamb goes nuclear once again, second-best receiver in the league, not far off on the best Justin Jefferson either. Jake Ferguson looks good. They're going to get the other guys involved. Ezekiel Elliott isn't traveling with the team, so there's no bad juju going there. But, Mackie, let me know. Can your Cowboys get it done? I think I'm higher on them than you are.
Yeah, I think you're crazy for taking these Cowboys right now. I've been saying it the last 3 weeks. I have no confidence in them. They're playing Mickey Mouse football. Defense looks like Swiss cheese. Only thing you can count on here is CeeDee Lamb to get in the end zone. I think minus 115 is a lock. I don't think the plus 150 has much value. I've been high on the Falcons all season, though. So this is a tough matchup for the Cowboys, in my opinion. But Falcons at home, 3-point favorites. I think they cover the spread. I think the Cowboys defense gets lit up once again. Dak hasn't looked his best. But, yeah, I think you can trust CeeDee Lamb at any point the rest of the season.
Yeah, we got Tamara0917. I wonder if that's your birthday or whatnot. Toss us a like and a comment in the chat. But you're asking if you got to do the Hawk Tua or Dak Prescott. I'm going with Dak Prescott. You want Hawk Tua? Go listen to our podcast. Tua Tagovailoa has a tough matchup on the road. I know they said that like a lot of points there, but I'm going with Dak Prescott every day of the week. They don't run the ball. They're always slinging. You got to fire them up. Hoss, let us know what you got on this Cowboys-Falcons game. You trust with Kirko Chains in the A, or are you going with the Dallas Cowboys on the road?
I'm honestly going with the Cowboys. I actually think this is going to be a big game through the air. I think the Cowboys put up a lot of points, just obviously Dak slinging the ball. They haven't really looked great, as Mackie said. Definitely don't need to reiterate that, but I really think that this is going to be a good matchup for them to really kind of show what they can do in terms of getting points on the board and putting their feet on the throttle and keeping it that way. Definitely, if you're going to look for a big play in this game, it's going to be that CeeDee Lamb touchdown. I actually think he gets 2.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is Huff has his lock in this week. He's got Drake London, London, Paris. Huss is away right now. Maybe he's in London. That's why he loves the Drake London touchdown so much. Good value anytime to get in the end zone. Kirko loves to look his way. They're going to come into their own trap, take over their own trap, and get the swag surfing going or whatnot. Any Falcons chins in the chat, let me know if you like Kirk Cousins or if you're waiting on Michael Penix to one day get that turn, maybe next year, 2 years from now. But I think it's going to be a good game here. I think Kyle Pitts continues to success. A lot of people like to shit on Kyle Pitts. Sorry for my language there, TikTok. Don't ban us. But Kyle Pitts has been successful last 2 weeks. He had a couple touchdowns not too long ago. I think he's good to fire up my offense. He's got good value, low reception props. Bijan Robinson, I think he's automatic to find the end zone this week. It's going to be a high-scoring game. You guys like any of those anytime odds? Who's your favorite there? Do you ride with Huff on London? You like Bijan at the favorite? You like Lamb? You shady Kyle Pitts? I know it's tough to bet on him, but
yeah, Bijan coming in at minus 175, the favorite. CD coming second at minus 115. Drake London plus 100. Rico Dowdle plus 115. Tyler Algier plus 150.
No. Yeah,
Tyler Pitts plus 175. And Haas, referring to you earlier, CD is plus 500 for 2+.
Well, honestly, that's really not bad odds. I really think he's going to eat today. Definitely hope he does for my fantasy lineup. But I actually really like Kyle Pitts to find the end zone as well. He had a pretty good game last week. Somebody dropped him in one of my leagues. So thank you to whoever did that for sure.
Yeah, I know. I think that Kyle Pitts has a lot of potential. He's still waiting to find it, which is crazy to say since he's been in the league so long. But a safe play here might be a Bijan CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown if you want to parlay within your same game. If not, I just go CeeDee Lamb. That's my favorite one there. And then you have some shady picks like Huff said. Drake London, he's pretty automatic with good odds too. So this should be a great game. In a pivotal matchup in the NFC, if the Cowboys are able to win this one, they get to 500. They're one game back of those Atlanta Falcons, who could end up trailing in their division as well. The NFC South, much better than we thought it would be this year. That defense for the Falcons should keep stepping up. You got Matt Judon, Jesse Bates, Justin Simmons, AJ Terrell, I believe. A lot of big names out there. Meanwhile, the Cowboys, we got to think their secondary gets going at some point. A lot of people calling them fraudulent on the outside. Is Micah Parsons back yet, Mackie? I don't think so, right?
No, he's still out.
Yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence out too.
No pass rush.
Wow, that's crazy. So that does help the points here this week. Oso
Deron
Odighizuwa has been a fun one to watch. Deron Bland, remember last year how great he was?
He was looking to come back this week. He's also out this week.
Tough blows.
Defense is still banged up.
Yeah, I still think there's a lot of points, though. I'm trusting that Dak Prescott arm. Let me get back to the chat real quick. Tracy Jones or Pollard, if that's Aaron Jones. We're going Aaron Jones every day of the week. Vikings or Saints D. Fire up the Vikings. I think that the Panthers are going to win on the money line today. They're +7 with crazy odds. Mackey hates Bryce Young. Quick note, we're not getting into that game because it's kind of a tough game. But Panthers or Saints? Saints covering 7, or you got the Panthers plus the points, or on the money line like me?
Stay away. Panthers plus the 7 for the sake of conversation.
Xavier Leggett to have a day, I'll tell you that at least. Fire him up in all your leagues. They got rid of Deontay Johnson, and they're looking to get him more involved in the offense. Adam Thielen's still sitting out too. Let's hear a little bit more.
Shady play in Carolina too, Jalen Coker. If you guys need to plug somebody into your lineup, Jalen Coker should be available in your league. I actually went and picked him up right when.
Any information on him? What he's a wide receiver, I'm guessing. Number 2 receiver on that team now.
Yeah, wide receiver. He had a great week
last week. Mingo?
Yeah, actually had a great week last week in Carolina. Got the end zone. Definitely big wingspan guy. One of those get up and get it type of players. So if you're looking for a plug and play, you're really desperate at wide receiver, Jalen Coker. Take a look and see if he's available.
Hey, shout out Colin. I see you spamming the chat. Colin, give me some likes in the chat. I'm going to give you your answer right here. Evan Engram. Lock in Evan Engram. The Browns, I think that game's going to be a slower game, lower scoring. Evan Engram's been a favorite target of Trevor Lawrence since he's came back into the mix. There's no Brian Thomas Jr. a little banged up. Christian Kirk, you know how injured that receiving core is. Running game hasn't been true, even though Tank looked great against the Patriots in London. I'm going to fire up Evan Engram here. He's healthy. The Eagles are weak in their linebacking position. I think they're going to attack that spot there. I think he finds the end zone, too. I was looking at his anytime touchdown. Gibbs or K9? Worst question you could have asked there, Bernie, because it should be both. How are you putting either of those guys on the bench? Jahmyr Gibbs and Kenneth Walker are both finding the end zone this week. I think they're good plays. Chuba Hubbard or Chase Brown? We're going with Chase Brown again. Down 4, start 2, London, K9, Reed, and MHJ. Let me give you a K9 and MHJ. You know how big of a Marvin Harrison Jr. fan I am if you guys have tuned into the chat. Mackie, this one's for you. Start 2, Kareem Hunt, Brian Robinson, or Devin and Chain. So you're benching one of them. All good options.
You're starting Kareem. He's getting into the end zone. Probably A-Chain.
Yeah, it's tough, though. Haas loves Robinson Jr., too. But that is that Giants defense. A little scary to me, even though the Giants kind of suck and they're on the field the whole game. That defensive line scares me a bit. Dexter Lawrence plugs the run. You have Brian Burns, Aziz Ojolari stepping in for the injured Kayvon Thibodeau. So it's a pretty good mix there. I like those picks, too. You really can't go wrong with any of those 3. Need a kicker since mine is on a bye. You guys got any kickers that might be on the waiver wire? I picked up Will Reichard. He's kicking on the primetime tonight in the primetime Sunday Night Football, 8:20 for those Vikings. But, I mean, you can really go with any kicker. Just play the matchup. Who you think is going to score the most? Saints or Chargers defense? You guys want to field that one?
Chargers should be a low-scoring game.
Yeah,
I mean, can't go wrong with the Saints defense against Bryce Young, though.
Yeah, I agree. Atlanta or Dallas? Let's go with the Dallas defense because I think they're going to win the game. But I'd look elsewhere and find a better one. I don't think there's going to be a lot of stops in that game. Knicks or Love and JSN or Mooney? Let's go JSN and Love. Dobbins or Mostert? Dobbins because he gets that volume. Cup or Downs if Puka plays? You never sit Cooper Kupp if he's in the lineup. If Brian Thomas Jr. is a go, would you play him? I would. Flex Dobbins, Mooney, Chubb, or Bigsby. I'm going to go Dobbins again, volume-based. Chubb, I know he's the best running back there, but he hasn't fully entrenched himself into that role yet as they're easing him back into the mix. Cooper or Leggett? I'm going Leggett. Are you guys taking Amari Cooper or Xavier Leggett? I really think Leggett's going to start breaking out the second half of the year.
Yeah, I like Leggett. I mean, obviously they need somebody to get the ball. They're going to be on the field the whole time. I mean, they're just going to be giving up points left and right. So somebody's got to get it, and I think it's going to be Leggett. It's really funny guy. Great locker room.
Yeah, hopefully we can
presence.
see him get interviewed after the game, ask him about what he likes to eat and not like. I don't know if you guys saw the asparagus. Yeah, and he's allergic. Yeah, he's just a dog. Xavier Leggett, the man, former USC star. He's going to go on and have a good game this week. I like his reception prop over 3.5 too. I think that's really low. Yeah, go get Will Eckert. If let me know, Tom. Go get Will Eckert. Couple more here, then we'll get back to our games. Cup or Downs. If Puka plays, it's always Cup. You got to play Cup too. Come on. Browns money line. No, settle down. They're not very good. They got a nice win last week in the division.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a tough game though. I'm not touching that one. Kirk or Love? I'm gonna go Love. I think that's really high scoring. Jaden Reed, McConkey, Brian Thomas, or Mooney. Pick one. I'm also starting Drake London. Oof, Lad McConkey. I really like him, even though I'm huge on Jaden Reed and Brian Thomas. But Lad McConkey, he's another guy that's break. Him and Xavier Leggett are going to have huge second halves. Reed or Chase Brown will go Reed. Last one here before we get in. Pick one in running back, one flex. Jacobs, Downs, Pollard, Puka, and McBride. Oh, Josh Jacobs and Trey McBride, but Puka, I mean, I wouldn't sit him either. So get those three in your lineup. Kraft or Ferguson, Kraft. And Ferguson over TJ Hawkinson. All right, let's get back to our next game. We got the Bears and the Cardinals here. Two really exciting quarterbacks to watch. Caleb Williams, the rookie phenom, number one pick, going up against Kyler Murray in Arizona, the leaders of the NFC West. Who saw this coming? Maybe just me when I wore my Kyler jersey week one saying they'd be shady playoff contenders, but I didn't say they'd be in the driver's seat of the NFC West. Definitely not. But they're coming in at 2-point favorites over the Bears here. Bears sitting at plus 110 after that heartbreaking loss in Washington last week where Tyreek Stevenson really tripped the fans, fumbled the bag, and gave it right to Noah Brown for the win. Over-under sitting at 44.5. I'll tell you right away, that's my favorite play is the over 44.5. I think Connor, I think Marvin Harrison Jr., I think Trey McBride, fire them all up. They have good days. You can see Kyler running wild. The Bears, DeAndre Swift is on like a touchdown streak and looking like a true RB1. And you have all those receivers in Cole Kmet for Caleb Williams to play with. But, Hoss, we'll let you start this one off. Hoss, what are you thinking about Bears-Cardinals this week in Arizona?
Love DeAndre Swift. That's a great matchup for him. Obviously, my guy Trey McBride too. If you're looking for a touchdown play, he's going to get in. But Caleb Williams has been playing great football. Definitely love what the Bears have been cooking there in Chicago. Fired up a deep dish pizza today. Maybe like the line on there for the Bears, but I really think the Cardinals go in and really prove that they have the offensive firepower to get it done against the Bears team that really just keeps making mistakes. Like you said, that last play of the game with Tyreek Stevenson, they're going to be playing hot and really trying to get after the football. But I don't know. I think it's going to be too much of an order there for Kyler and Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride, my guy.
Yeah, Mackie, what are you thinking about this fired up matchup between the Bears and Cardinals? Two teams who could be very well in that wild card mix. 4-3 for the Bears, 4-4 for the Cardinals. Very pivotal game come wild card season.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears broke my heart last week on that Hail Mary. Tyreek Stevenson, that was terrible. But I'm gonna go with the Bears here again. I like them on the money line. I like their defense way more than the Cardinals' defense, and I think these offenses kind of are on the same level. I'm big on Caleb Williams. I think he's been playing a lot better football since he's gotten his feet underneath him. You could see a big game out of DeAndre Swift. I do like that matchup, but I'm not high in this Cardinals defense, and I think it's going to come down to stops at the end. And I think the Bears defense is just going to get more than the Cardinals at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that it's a good game to have both running back parlay. You can take both running backs here. You can take Swift and Connor to find the end zone. This is my favorite one so far. Usually I say this a lot, but so far you get Swift and Connor getting the end zone. Parlay those on the money on the anytime touchdown odds, and should be looking pretty good. Look for Marvin Harrison Jr. to bounce back too. He has been kind of quiet the last few weeks. I think he's gonna have a big game here, and we know how much Kyler Murray loves Trey McBride. You better have him starting your lineup. He's gonna have a huge week once again. A PPR stud with touchdown upside. Let me get back to this chat real quick. We'll run through some of these. Tracy, DJ, MHJ, Hunt, pick 2. We're going to go MHJ and Hunt. Pick 2, Puka, Brian Robinson, Brian Thomas, Chase Brown. I'll give you the 2 receivers there. Let's see. Joe Flacco or Caleb Williams. I'm going to go Caleb Williams. Tyrone Tracy or Javonte Williams. Go Javonte Williams, even though he has a really tough matchup.
I think
I like Tyrone Tracy a lot.
You like Tracy this week against the Redskins?
And he gets the majority of snaps too. He had 130 scrimmage yards last time he played.
He's a freak. He's
And
actually
he's
really
only in
good.
year 2 of being a running back, a career wide receiver turned running back. I know he's really good play. And he gets that PPR status with Daniel Jones dumping off to him. But I think Javonte Williams finds the end zone today. If anybody scores for them, it's him or Sutton. But I don't think there's many points on their side. Getting back to the chat, Madison or Pollard. You got to make sure Pollard's healthy. If he is healthy, I'd start him up easily. Madison, they're looking to give more work to Zamir White, so I'd be kind of nervous about that. Let's keep going here. Stafford or Knicks? Definitely Matt Stafford. I think the Rams have a chance to push for that wild card now, push for the NFC West with people being healthy. Puka and Cup. Hopefully Puka plays today. Kraft or Ertz? Got to be Tucker Kraft. He's been on fire. A very big favorite of Jordan Love. Chase Brown or Josh Jacobs? Terrible question. Let's go Josh Jacobs every day of the week, especially in a high-scoring matchup. Aaron Jones, Chubb, Kamara, Hunt. Which two to start? Let's go Hunt and Jones. I'll pass this one to you guys here. Pittman, Waddle, Chubb, or Tyrone Tracy at flex?
Tyrone
You
Tracy.
guys like Tyrone Tracy. I know you do.
Tyrone
Yeah,
Tracy.
honestly, because I'd like to say Michael Pittman Jr., but I've been really high on Josh Downs, to be honest with you. So I don't really think this is going to be a get right game for him. I think honestly, everybody keeps overlooking Tyrone Tracy play. I think
It's
he's
the
going to
workload.
He really does.
Keep
Really high
spamming those likes in the chat. If you want me to answer your questions, you better be following us. You better be liking those. Give us those hearts on the TikTok, or else I'm going to stay away from your questions. But I want to help you guys win your week this week. Let me get some betting questions too. Anybody got any plays this week? I know a lot of you here on TikTok are big fantasy players. Everybody's got at least 2 or 3 fantasy teams. A lot of people asking about Chris Olave this week. We think he bounces back with Derek Carr. I personally don't. I'd keep him on my bench one more week to see how Carr is. Mackey's big Derek Carr guy, but is he able to get Olave going?
God, I say Derek Carr's better than Bryce Young, and now I'm a big Derek Carr guy. No, he even quoted he's not able to save the same team. I think they're kind of dead in the water, but they might be able to get something a little better going with him throwing the football. I don't love Chris Olave in this game.
Are you more comfortable with Olave or Kamara, or neither with Carr at the helm?
Kamara.
You think Kamara gets back to tune? I mean, he's been pretty shut down with Rattler at the helm.
Yeah, I think he can find the end zone this game.
Yeah, I love this question here, J-Mac. Bigsby or Bucky? 2 great names at running back there. We're going to go Bucky because, let's go with Bucky in the prime time. Couple more here before we get back to our games. Ramondre Stevenson or Chubbard. Let's go Stevenson there. Keep Devontae Smith in your lineup along with Cade Otton every time. I mean, hey, Ramondre's got a good matchup on paper. I know there's some good D tackles out there in Tennessee, but Kyron over 94.5 rushing yards. It's a big number. That's a big number.
Take him 2+ TDs and you'll be good.
I was gonna say I like him. If you parlay anytime Kyron and Derrick Henry, you're getting a plus money play. That's even a better play, honestly. Let's do this for the people real quick. Well, we've got the chat blowing up. Love all you tuning in here. Let's come up with a little quick anytime touchdown parlay. Not official on our card, but just me and Huff been doing this for the people last few weeks. I think we can add Kyron Williams as one. We've been talking about it a lot today. We like Kyron Williams as one to get in the end zone against the Seahawks. Let's each pick one more on top of that. Mac, give me yours first.
CD Lamb should be automatic.
Right, so we got Mackie, build this on your builder right there so we can get the odds on this. Get this anytime going. So you got Kyron Williams and CeeDee Lamb. Hoss, anybody you're liking for a touchdown this week? Some good odds. Doesn't have to be your lock of the week, but this is a long shot. We throw 50 cents, $5, whatever your unit is, throw a half a unit on this one and watch it cash at high odds. Who are you liking?
Well, you know who I love, obviously. The guy, King Henry's definitely going to get in the end zone this week. I actually really like, we kind of went over it a little bit earlier, DeAndre Swift, Drake London to get in the end zone, A.J. Brown. Kind of cooked up a little thing on the side here myself, too. So those are my big plays of the day. I definitely like all of them to get in. But, give me Derrick Henry, add that one to the list. DeAndre Swift also definitely getting in the end zone.
All right, so we're going with Kyron Williams, Derrick Henry, CeeDee Lamb. Wow, this is looking like a favorites parlay. I really like it, though, boys. I think, and you know what? We'll give you a cherry on top to cash on Sunday Night Football. Justin Jefferson. Mackie, let me know those ads. CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Kyron Williams, Derrick Henry, 4 superstars, best at their position in their respective conference, even though the Lamb and Jefferson are in the same conference, I know. But let me hear those odds.
Keep it rolling. I'm getting going. Wait,
all
CD, Kyron Williams, Justin Jefferson, and who?
The King, Derrick Henry.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, those are automatic plays. But yeah, let me get back to the chat real quick while Mackie builds that out for us. And I know you guys are going to tail that and get some fire money made off that one. But Tracy or Mooney at the flex, we're going with Tracy, Jaden Daniels, or Josh Allen. Wow, Logan, Reigns, great picks in your draft there. I know you drafted Allen early and Daniels late. We're going to go with Jaden Daniels here. We're going to go with Jaden Daniels. I know Jalen Ramsey has given up 115 passer rating when targeted, so we know we're going to pick on him all day in Buffalo. But I think Jaden Daniels against that Giants pass rush, I know it's tough, but he's going to keep slinging the rock, and he's going to get in the end zone maybe himself. Stop asking me about Olave or Harrison because it's Marvin Harrison. Mackie, get back to it.
We have a plus 571 parlay on those 4 guys to get in the end zone.
And those guys are automatic.
Derrick Henry, Justin Jefferson. I love the odds in that one.
So you put $5 on that one, you're winning almost $30 there. You put $10, you're winning 57. You put 100, you're winning 571. So let me know if you guys are tailing that. Again, that's Kyron Williams, Derrick Henry, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson. I don't know who of those 4 gets in. If you do prize picks or anything like that and you do those 4, I bet you at least go 3 or 4 today. It's a really good play. A couple more questions before we get to our late games. Who should I start at flex, Worthy or Zay Flowers? Zay Flowers. And Bears or Eagles defense? Let's go with the Eagles because I think that Trevor Lawrence is susceptible to turnovers this week. Tracy or JSN? We're going to go Tracy. It's really shady because JSN is going to have a good day too. Keep Josh Jacobs as flex or switch him with either Devontae Smith, Nick Chubb, TJ Hawkinson. Yeah, I would love to be in a 6-man league too. I'll put Josh Jacobs in at the flex though. He's pretty good. Waddle or Brian Thomas Jr. If Thomas Jr. is healthy, get him in, but you can't be sad. I think Waddle has a safer floor. All right, let's get back to our games here. Mackie, I think we got one more early game, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Lions-Packers.
Yeah, that's America's game of the week. I believe Tom Brady's on the call too, so if you're wearing your Patriots hat like me, you know the GOAT's going to be on there telling the people what's good. So this is going to be a great matchup here. Everybody's high on these Dan Campbell Lions, and all you fans of the chat, I guarantee all of you here in the chat, let me know if you're rocking with the Lions to win the Super Bowl this year, because you know who's not? Me. I hate the Detroit Lions. I'm not a Dan Campbell guy. Jared Goff, I saw him lose 10-3 in the Super Bowl. He's not good. They got the 2-headed running backs. What do they call them? Sonic and Knuckles with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. They're really good. I think they both find the end zone today. Maybe you parlay the 2 of them. They do almost every week. Laporte is really good. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a little overrated in my opinion. Let me know if you disagree, but he's really good too. And then you have all those DBs on the other side of the ball. I know Hutchinson's out, but they lead the league in picks and whatnot. It's kind of crazy to see. Meanwhile, these Green Bay Packers, who I picked to win the division, keep winning behind Malik Willis, but they have Jordan Love at the helm. They're home dogs today. Gotta love home dogs, especially in Lambeau. Plus 120 on the money line for the Packers. Meanwhile, the Lions coming in at minus 2.5. Over-under sitting at 48.5. Gotta think there's a lot of points this week. Should be a lot of points because, you know, it's a Lions game. But, Mackie, let me know. Are you leaning on Love to get it done, or does Jared Goff keep the good times rolling in the Motor City?
I think Jared Goff keeps the good times going. I love this Lions team. I think they've been playing incredible football the last few weeks. They put up 40-plus almost every single week. I think David Montgomery's instant to get in the end zone, minus 140. Should be a lock in the first quarter. Jahmyr Gibbs should also probably get in. They always love to get both of them in. On the other side of the football, I think Jacobs will get in as well. I think all running backs get in this game. I like the over 47.5. I know it's divisional, but I think the only way the Packers can keep this a game is if they can keep up with the Lions offense.
They can, though.
They definitely can, but they have to have everything going at the right time.
Matt LaFleur, a great schemer. I like the pieces they have on the outside. When you think about it and you set up a team for success, you have Jordan Love, who got to learn from Aaron Rodgers. They did the classic Green Bay Packers formula. You have Josh Jacobs, one of the best running backs in the league. I'd say he's top 7, maybe even higher if you want to go higher there. On the outside, you have Watson, you have Dobbs, you have Jaden Reed, and Dontavian Wicks. 4 really good receivers. I would take any of them in New England. Then you have Tucker Kraft, who's jumped on the scene too. I mean, if anybody can keep up with points, it's that offense. But let me give a timeout real quick. Tamra and Tony Flores, you keep giving me all these questions. Someone just give me an answer here. Tyrone Tracy or J.K. Dobbins? He really wants to know. I want to give him a good answer.
Tyrone Tracy.
All right, there you go, Tony Flores. You heard it. Tyrone Tracy is your play from the boys on Hit the Books. Make sure you lock that one in. But we're back to Lions and Packers, where I think the game goes over. I think Tucker Kraft, Huff's boy, he's not on the podcast to tell him he gets in the end zone this week. Probably does find the end zone and continue success. Meanwhile, I think that Josh Jacobs is a safer play to get in. Imagine you parlayed those 3 running backs, Sonic, Knuckles, and Jacobs to get in. That's Montgomery, Gibbs, and Jacobs. Let's see them. Hoss, let me know what you're thinking about this Lions-Packers game. Wow, plus 500. I love that.
Some pretty good plays on this game. I actually looked a little bit earlier in the week. I think there's going to be a lot of throwing going on in this game. I think the Lions definitely get in the end zone a lot. And obviously those 2 running backs are really great play, but I actually really like Amon-Ra to get in as well. Obviously PPR nightmare for if you got him, if you're playing against him in your matchup. I also really like Jordan Love over 2+ touchdowns. I think he's going to be slinging the rock, coming back hot. Also, Jared Goff, look to get him over. I think earlier in the week I had it like 225 passing yards on the game. So definitely those 2 quarterbacks putting on a show for us.
Yeah, I like those takes a lot. I think
Game of
that's
the week.
yeah, this is definitely game of the week. The AFC North has a huge one. Guess what? The winner of this game slides in the first place too. The 6-2 Packers at home against the 6-1 Lions. Let us know if you're a Lions or Packers backer. I want to hear who you guys like. Let us know in this TikTok chat. Comment with your team today. If your team's going to win, where you're representing from. Hit that like button too. Shout out to Irving Marquez. We all need that parlay to pay for stuff. But if you guys missed out, here's a free parlay that we're giving out to you right now. But make sure you follow us on Instagram. Hit the bucks.pod. Follow us on Twitter. We post all of our official plays and we track it year in and year out. We're always cashing. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Turn on those notifications. You'll get every single play from each of us. Even our Yinzers who won on the podcast today. Those are Yinzers, Pittsburgh people. They're going to be having good plays as well. But here's our can't miss parlay that we're going to put a half a unit on. It's going to be Derrick Henry to score a touchdown against the Denver Broncos at home. It's going to be Kyron Williams to score in the divisional matchup against the Seahawks. Justin Jefferson to cash it out on Sunday Night Football, and CeeDee Lamb, the second best, top two receivers in the NFL right there, are both finding pay dirt today. Top two running backs to find pay dirt, top two receivers. Wow, my cat just went flying. I think she loved that one the most. But let's get back to the chat, too. Tamra, 0917, you better be following us. You keep asking me for everything. I think I'm setting your lineup today. But the Saints or Falcons, defense, special teams, got to be the Saints. Falcons have a tougher matchup on paper. Devontae Smith over Josh Downs. I'm going Devontae Smith. Cook, CD, Montgomery, or Chase Brown. I mean, CeeDee Lamb, don't even ask a question about that. Locked into your lineup. Shouldn't be able to move him out. David Montgomery should be in there, too. Do y'all think Joe throwing for 2 TDs today? I really do. And you're talking about Joe Flacco? No, I'm kidding. You talk about Joe Burrow. I think he does throw for 2. Keon Coleman, Chubb, or Kelsey? It's got to be Kelsey, even though Keon Coleman's been shady good.
Going off.
Not Dobbins. Bros defense is for real. Huh? I don't know. I think it's Dobbins. You got to figure out how to spell and then ask me that again. Raheem or Amari? I'm going to go Raheem. I saw Amari's questionable too. I think Raheem Mostert finds pay dirt this week. We got a soccer capper jumping in the same follow on Instagram. No, follow us. We'll give you better football picks, but go follow him too if you want to throw on some soccer you don't know anything about. Should I start Goff or Flacco? Goff, easy. 49ers, Tamra, you're a big Niners fan. Hopefully they can get going again. They're on a bye, so you have 6 players out. Wow, you're representing your own team pretty heavy. Joe Burrow or Kyler Murray? Let me hear your guys' take on that one. That's a good question.
Kyler Murray in that. I'll go Kyler.
Honestly, I think Kyler too, just because you have the rushing upside. He could probably get in if he needs to.
Blake Schuler, shout out to you jumping in today. Please answer. I appreciate the please. No need to say please. Toss me your questions anytime. I'll answer them for you. Marvin or Chubb? I'm going Marvin Harrison Jr., PPR guy. A lot more volume. Like I said, Nick Chubb, they're easing him back into the offense. Oh, JCap 9810. Sleep. That's the boy right there. Yep, he's sleeping. Start 2, Sutton, Ladd, or Ridley or Mooney. I'm going Ladd and Ridley. You guys like the resurgence of Calvin Ridley with that I forget who it is. Is it Zach Taylor? I believe the coordinator. He's the head coach for the Titans now. What's his name? The head coach for the Titans used to be the coordinator for the Bengals. He said he's going to give Calvin Ridley the Jamar Chase treatment, and we've seen it come true with D-Hop out the door. I like Ridley. I think he's going to continue to be solid. Weather at Green Bay affecting the passing today. Thank you for our weather correspondent there, Jones Chad. Hop it in. We love to hear that. I still think they're going to sling and put up a lot of points, and both teams have great running games, even if they need to. Can you send me the parlay of the players? And probably because it's hard to write down. Irving Marquez, we're going to say it one more time for you. This is our parlay. Derrick Henry of the Baltimore Ravens to run one in, or to get in the end zone. Kyron Williams to get in the end zone. CeeDee Lamb to get in the end zone. And Justin Jefferson, 4 legs. Henry, Williams, Lamb, Jefferson. All right, a couple more. Then we're going to get to our Sunday night football game because we have a great one there. Minnesota Vikings skull on our Sunday night game going against the Anthony Richardson-less Indianapolis Colts. Let me talk about a few more of these questions here. How we think Kirk passes today? I think he does pretty well. I like the points there in that one. Y'all like Pitt over 47.5 yards? I do. I think Kyle Pitts continues his excellence, and he really puts up that catch with one. Seems like he gets one long catch every week to cash that over. Mahomes, Carr, or Donald. The boys said Donald. I'm going to say Mahomes, but you can't go wrong with either. I'd cut Derek Carr. Deontay Johnson or Dobbs? I wouldn't start Johnson yet. So let's go Romeo Dobbs. Hopkins or Judy, full PPR. Let's go Judy. Sam D, Goff or Kyler. Goff or Kyler. I mean, those are all good options. You can't go wrong with any of them. I guess Goff. Maybe Kyler, though. Jaden Reed, Amon-Ra, MPAJ, or Mooney. Got to be Jaden Reed and Amon-Ra. And last one, Wandale or Zay Flowers. I'm going to go with Zay Flowers. Yeah, I think so. He's too good. Too good to say. All right. Sunday Night Football. We've answered all your questions. Keep going in the chat. Donations always appreciated. Definitely donate to us. Subscribe, like, hit the books.pod. We post all of our official plays. Follow there. Let's get into our Sunday Night Football game. got flexed into the Sunday night game. I know some people are mad about this. I think it was the right move, especially with Joe Flacco at the helm, because he is elite, believe it or not. The Vikings are coming in at 5.5-point favorites. It's kind of crazy. The line dropped since they announced Flacco as a starter. It was at -7 earlier in the week. Colts coming at +200. Over-under is sitting at 46.5. I think Justin Jefferson and co. are going to be hitting the gritty all day long. We're going to hit the skull at home. They're getting to 7-2, and they're going to be watching that Packers-Lions game, hoping the Packers win. So everybody can be at 2 losses, sitting atop that NFC North. Mackey, can Joe Flacco go in, take over the trap, as Kirk O'Chain says, in Minnesota and get the job done at +200 for the Indianapolis Colts?
I don't think they're going to win this game outright, but I do love the +5.5. The Colts are whopping 7-1 against the spread this year. They're sitting at 4-4, so they love those close games. They love to lose those close games. I think they're going to keep it respectable. Vikings have lost 2 straight after starting 5-0. We've seen this team kind of regress pretty heavily since that first loss. Sunday night football game, prime time. I like the under as well, 46.5. But I do think the Colts keep it close and cover the 5.5. I do think the Vikings are going to win this game outright, though. You could probably expect Justin Jefferson to get in the end zone, sitting at -120. Aaron Jones -145. Jonathan Taylor -125. Anyone else you want to look at?
Josh Downs.
Josh Downs. I mean, I just think you can fire up. I think you can fire up any Colts receivers in fantasy with Joe Flacco at the helm. We've seen what he's done with the arm. Look at all those guys you got: Pittman and Pierce and the whole list. Josh Downs, like you said. Go start them up. I think they're going to have a good week this week. Joe Flacco gets the offense going. Like Mackey said, Justin Jefferson, target hog. Jordan Addison crying in the locker room because he doesn't get as many targets as Justin Jefferson. Rightfully so, because Justin Jefferson catches everything. We see it with those crazy catches week in and week out. He's going to put up that receiving prop. Do the Justin Jefferson trifecta at the end of the night. You have some money left over. You're like, hey, end of the night, what am I going to do? Let me take his receptions, his yards, and him to get in the end zone. And you're going to get good value on that. I think it should hit. Haas, let me know what you think about this game between the Vikings and the Colts. Shout out to Chance Galucci, his favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings. We know, well, Chance's favorite team is the Browns, but Turk Galucci loves those Vikings. Can they get it done for him tonight on Sunday Night Football?
I don't think so. Honestly, I kind of think the Colts come in and surprise the world here. I think there's a really good chance that Joe Flacco comes in and really shows us what primetime Joe really looks like. 8:20 game. Obviously, he's going to be looking good, getting the ball spread out everywhere it needs to go. I actually really like Josh Downs. Like I said, he's been somebody I haven't. I picked him up in the waiver wire. Somebody didn't have him in one of my leagues, put him in. Now I can't put him on my bench. Every week he comes out 100 yards last week. I think he caught a touchdown as well. Always gets a little those great deep looks. Joe Flacco always has his eye downfield, and Josh Downs is always there for him. So I really thought it was going to be Michael Pittman Jr., which he probably could still get in the end zone, but I actually really like Josh Downs for sure this week. Definitely get in the end zone. Yeah,
and Haas, you got a fan here. He said, I like that guy. Let's go. He's on the Colts. Sir Baked Potato TV. Baked Potato. That's a boy. I bet you he's baked right now. That's Ferda. He likes this Colts too this week. He thinks they're going to get it done. But boys, Haas, Baked Potato, I'm sorry to tell you, the Vikings are winning this game. Sam Darnold is here, and he's here to stay. You have Aaron Jones at the running back, TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Jefferson, Jordan Addison, all the Zins are getting in. We got the Zin guys in the chat. Shout out to my boy Chetty, big Minnesota guy, 6 milli Pilly, Burdecki, Lit Pillows, Ferda, all that. Baker Mayfield knows what I'm talking about if you guys don't. But the Vikings are going to win this week. Jefferson's going to get in. You're going to see that on my card. Like I said, follow us on Instagram. We're going to put it in. The Zin boys are back. Shout out to the Zin guys asking me if the Steelers are winning this week. I mean, I'm not a Steelers guy myself, so ask somebody else that question. Mackie, do you like the Steelers?
No.
Never. I don't even think they're playing this week. Yeah, they're on the bye. Yeah, we're not talking about them this week. There's a reason. I was like, I'm looking for the game. I'm like, I don't see the Steelers. So they're not winning this week. They can't lose at least. Justin Fields, hopefully they get that guy back in the mix because he's a dog.
I know he's a playoff team, just not really a threat once you get there.
Yeah, well, what did I tell you, Hoss, the other day? If you play the Steelers in the playoffs, you basically have another first-round bye. We don't have Huff or Jesse here to back us up on this, so we're just going to keep trashing the Steelers while we can. Russell Wilson, defense merchant, and the turnovers. At least he's got my boy Pickens going now because George Pickens is great. Someone shouting out Baker Mayfield, Tomra0917. You love Baker Mayfield too. Yeah, we saw him get fined for packing a lip on the sidelines the other day. He's probably got 6 million in, I would guess. A couple other questions here. Justin Herbert, under 1 interception. Not my favorite bet of the day. Look elsewhere. Bo Nix or Burrow for starting QB. Bo Nix, really tough matchup. I know the Ravens defense has been soft kind of. You got to start Joe Burrow, though. He has a great matchup, and he's looking to get his team back in the hunt. And I'm really low on these Bengals, so if I'm saying that, then it must be true. Start Donald May, buddy. You see the hat right here? Drake May's active. He's going to run one in and throw for 2. He's going to have a great day once again. Hey, Drake May is a good fantasy quarterback. He's going to leave
in the second quarter with a concussion anyway because your O-line can't stop.
Whoa. All right. You want me to say that about you? Yeah, you want to see Trey Lance come in? Settle down.
I don't care. The Cowboys suck.
Hey, I got the Cowboys on the money line today. When they win today, I'm going to text you back and be like, I like your team more than you do. Plus 150. All right, so Javonte, D-Hop, Dowdle, or Cooper from Tyvon 31. Oof, don't love any of those.
Honestly, you're not high on the Broncos at all, but like watching these Ravens games, I don't know what it is about this defense. And honestly, thank God we didn't have to talk about it too much, but this defense just doesn't seem to be on the same page. I don't know what's going on. Marcus Williams getting in trouble, I guess. They got benched last week. Eddie Jackson's taking footballs right off the face. Like really weird looking defense for the Ravens right now. I don't really know what to trust in terms of the play calling. Roquan Smith's got to get right. I don't really know if it's going to be this game, but we talked about it a little bit before we got on today, but not really a super lock on the Ravens money line today. We're going to be sweating that one out for sure, but hopefully Derrick Henry will get in the end zone a few times. You're looking at me, but like you're looking at me, but we just can't stop the pass. I don't know what it is.
Lock of the week: Baltimore Ravens, Washington Commanders money line. They're going to cash for you.
Marlon Humphrey's going to be on a snap count. Hopefully Nate Wiggins can get the ball, but they have a lot of options out there in Denver.
Hoss, take a second real quick. Pick up that laptop. Show the camera. Show the chat your Ravens room you're in, saying the Ravens aren't a lock this week.
No, I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying they're not a lock, but
see that Cowboys stuff there, Mac?
Yeah, that was from you guys.
Oh, I love it.
No, but Alex, you've been watching the games with me too. Like every time we're watching this game, we're like, they go up by 2 scores, they go up by 3 scores. Like this is the best team on the planet. And then the third quarter rolls around, and like I said, Eddie Jackson's eating the ball off his face. Rashad Bateman dropping passes when he's wide open. Deontay Johnson was a great ad. Hopefully he can just fit in seamlessly with this offense, which I think he definitely can. Zay Flowers. Then the problem isn't going to be putting up points. We know that. The Ravens obviously know how to do that, and they do it really well. It's just stopping the other team when it gets to be crunch time that we got to sit there and sweat it out in the fourth quarter, which I'm really hoping we don't have to today. But yeah, it's been tough for the Ravens, so definitely going to be sweating it out. They're going to be on my ticket for sure, but definitely
they're going to blow out Bo Nix in that weak Broncos team that's been the merchants of a bad schedule. Let me get back to the chat real quick. Sir Baked Potato, I thought you're with Haas. I'm on the Vikings. I think you're mad. That's why you're saying it must be painful to be a Patriots fan. Buddy, I have 6 rings that show you it's not that painful. Back to the chat too. Cincinnati everything says Steelers are trash. I mean, the Bengals are kind of trash too, if we're going to be honest. But you guys have a chance to right your ship, and I think they could do it. Big win this week. You got to take care of business here. You can't drop another bad game here. Couple other questions. A Joker or Kelsey going Travis Kelsey's really turned on. Haas, this one's for you. This guy really ended your week last week. Tillman or Reed? Can Tillman continue success with Jameis Winston?
Tillman or Jaden Reed?
Yep.
Oh, Jaden Reed, definitely. Are you kidding me?
Can Tillman continue to be productive for the Cleveland Browns?
Oh, he definitely can. Jameis Winston needs to throw the ball, and he's getting it. I mean, like I said, that game last week for the Ravens, I hate even thinking about it on this Sunday, but great game. He was a great player in that game too. So, I mean, he's definitely going to get his, but if you're thinking about starting him over Jaden Reed.
Would you start him over Jaden Reed or DeAndre Swift? People are asking.
Started him over Jaden Reed? No shot. Are you kidding me? Jaden Reed and DeAndre Swift, definitely.
Definitely not. Yeah, okay. So talk about college football at all? Yeah, we do, Tamara 0917. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, TikTok. On Sunday mornings, we like to get people primed for this NFL slate. But if you follow us and you listen to our weekly podcast, make sure you follow us where you get all your podcasts. Hit the Bucks Pod, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever. We talk about all sports. We talk about the NCAA football. Mackey's a specialist there. We talk about the MLB, the NHL, the NBA. College basketball is just around the corner. Mackey's favorite season. I think he sent something the other day, Mackey. We don't have college basketball starting next week. It's every weekend.
Tuesday.
Yeah, starting Tuesday. So we're definitely going to be covering that. So make sure you guys tune into the pod, follow, get to our Instagram, DM us with your questions afterwards. If we're not even live, we'll answer your questions there. Betting, fantasy. Shout out to Tim. We're following everything. Couple other quick ones before we sign off today with our Mortal Locks and a parlay. Drop Tyrone Tracy or ETN. Oof. Drop neither. Pick one. Chubbs, Dobbs, or Harrison Jr. ETN or Stevenson. ETN's a shell of himself. CeeDee Lamb above 25.5 longest reception, Mackie?
Yeah, it should be a lock. He should
I think
have
so
some
too.
deep balls.
And it's probably going to be after the yak too. He usually catches it and people can't tackle him. Sutton anytime touchdown. I think is a shady play, but I'm not betting anything against the Ravens today because there's a chance that the Ravens have one of their vintage games where they beat them 45-3. Cooper or Reed. I think Reed just because of the Cooper, a lot of mouths to feed up there in Buffalo. Josh Downs or Brian Robinson. Vikings or Bengals defense. Let's go Bengals. Playing a terrible quarterback. Sutton anytime T Blanco. You really love that one, huh? Knicks or Murray. We're going Murray. Shakir or Cooper. I'd say Shakir. You guys going to Khalil Shakir or Amari Cooper on the same team?
I don't know. I kind of like Amari Cooper. You got that new toy. I feel like they're going to want to test him out.
Shakir moves to 6, though.
I'll go with Amari Cooper as well.
All right, last one of the day. Brian Thomas Jr., Ladd, or Chase Brown? I'm going Ladd McConkey. All right, boys. Let me hear your locks of the week. Who is your lock of the week? What's definitely happening this week? If I had to give you $100 and one of our followers puts $100 on a straight play for a lock of the week, what is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the I'm gonna two-team teaser. I'm gonna tease the Bengals down to -1. I'm gonna tease the Eagles down to -1 as well. It's a 3-unit play for me. I really think this is a lock. I don't see either of these teams finding a way to lose this game. And obviously know the situation the Bengals are in. They need this win against a pretty shitty Raiders team. So I'm going to go with that for my lock of the week.
Love to hear it. Huff has his lock of the week. I'll read it out afterwards. But Anthony or Big Hoss, let us know what your pick is this week for lock of the week.
I've been really big on the anytime touchdowns this week, so I'm going to continue that kind of streak going here. Derrick Henry's going to get in the end zone for sure. Obviously, we always know he does that. I like Kenneth Walker to get in the end zone and DeAndre Swift. So you want to put money on something that's going to be a pretty big play. And I think that all three of those things happen. You want to throw one more in there too, David Montgomery or Jahmyr Gibbs, whichever one. Pick your pleasure.
Sonic and Knuckles. We got Chance Galucci throwing in his mortal lock. He says Vikings moneyline and a Jefferson anytime touchdown. I mean, it's a good payout there. My mortal lock would be one of them to make it very easy. I think Jefferson's easy. I mean, I like both of them too. I love that mortal lock of the week. I'll give you both. You know what? I'll give you both this week. I'll let you take both of them. My mortal lock, I'll read you Huff's real quick. Huff has the Bears on the money line at plus money to win this week. That's pretty crazy to me as a lock of the week. I think the Cardinals are pretty pesky. My lock of the week this week. Oof. I'm going to side with Chance. It's Justin Jefferson in the prime time. He's getting in the end zone this week. Lock that one in. But I do like a lot of the running backs too, Kyron and Derrick Henry. Again, we put out our parlay. Our live parlay is Kyron Williams, Derrick Henry, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, 4 of the best in the game to get in the end zone at plus 571 odds. Great play. Dolphins to upset the Bills. Love that pick, Mark. I'm on that too. Got to think if I'm playing it or not because it's a tough play, but this one is Miami plus 6. Wow, a lot of people on the Dolphins say. Kind of scared me a little bit more that we see a lot of that now. But this is our team parlay of the week. This is our safe play. It should hit. Huff's throwing the Bengals money line in. Mackey's throwing the Eagles money line in. I like both those. I think there's no way either of those teams lose. If I want to give you another easy play, I'm gonna go with the Vikings money line. Baked Potato is going to be mad about that, but I think that the Vikings on the money line should be a good one. So you can parlay all those. Like I said, get over to our Instagram. We post our official cards for the 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, prime time. We cover all the other sports. We post cards for other sports too, daily NHL, daily MLB, daily NBA, NCAAF, NCAAM. We cover all of that there. Hit the book.pod. Go follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Rumble, the whole likes of it. Someone's got Colts plus 7. Yeah, they could. But it's going to be a good day today. I'm loving football today. It's going to be a great one. Thanks for tuning in with us, guys. We'll be back here next Sunday as well. Tune into our regular podcast. Loved having you. Thanks for all the content. Talk to you guys next week. Have a good day. Win your match.